Hello, everybody, and welcome into That Real Texas Team Podcast, episode 78. I'm the host of the channel. With me, as always, my resident co-hosts. They switched order again, but up at the top right, we've got Chris, a.k.a. Pac-Man Freestyle, a.k.a. Slim Chickens, host of That's Crazy Podcast and Talk. Please, wherever you can find That's Crazy Podcast and Talk on social medias, like, subscribe, notification bell, hit him with a follow. Just don't follow him in the grocery store. Chris, how are we doing this evening?
Oh man, I'm doing great. Man, you know what I just realized? I
No.
have been I've been banned on Facebook. I don't know why. It
Damn.
is weird. It's been like a week. I just thought about it. It's been like a week. And I appealed it and yeah, but other than that, I'm doing great. I just thought about that right now. Just popped into my mind.
Nice. Facebook jail. Respect it.
I guess. I don't know.
Down here at the bottom, we got Mike, the mastermind behind Mass 3 Productions, our very own Black Mr. Clean. Anywhere you can find Mass 3 Productions across the social medias, specifically his YouTube channel, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and the notification bell so we can help both of these gentlemen get their channels rocking and rolling. Do the same thing here. We're at 269. Mike, did you have something to say?
No, like I said, I'm great, and I know I can't be the only person that feels like football season is taking forever. I'm an Astros, I'm a Rockets fan, I'm all these other sports fans, but god damn it, I miss my football.
I hear you. I have some good news for you. The Hall of Fame game is July 31st this year.
That's closer. That'll work.
Everything is a week earlier. If you didn't notice, week 18 is the weekend of January 4th, 3rd and 4th. Last year it was the 12th. So they're trying to, push everything back a little bit. I don't know how the Hall of Fame game being in July is the best idea, but whatever. So I think it's like 50 some odd days away. It's right around the corner, gentlemen.
I'm counting.
With that being said, we are going to be coming out with a Sage Rosenfels video essay in the coming weeks, so please be on the lookout for that. Over on Third and Teal, they're doing a talking ball with Trevor, where basically he's going to have a fan from a fan base that we usually don't talk to or about a whole lot. And they're just going to sit down and talk about what it's like being a fan of that team. So be on the lookout for that.
Can't wait till we get to the Browns.
For real. So, gentlemen, let's get started with our topics of the day. What are the biggest worries for the Houston Texans in 2025? Well, let's go with by position, okay? Because there's other worries, like injury worries, whatever. Like one of my biggest worries non-positionally is that, we just continuously cannot have enough wide receivers healthy in the playoffs. That's a big one.
Starting to be a thing.
Yeah, starting is a weird way to put it. I feel like it's been a thing. I mean, realistically, I feel like even when we had like Andre Johnson on the team, there was circumstances where it'd be like Andre Johnson and no one else, like Kevin Walter would have to miss. Mm-hmm. Or Andre Johnson didn't play at all. Either way. Or
DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller. Oh, the artist formerly known as.
Yeah, for real.
Will Fuller.
Mm-hmm. So positionally, one of the rooms that I'm worried about, and let me know if you guys are echoing the same sentiment, the corner room. Obviously, we have a really top two corners that I'm not worried about their play. But if one of them happens to miss 2-3 games, the depth behind them is a little bit of a worry, especially with Ron Darby retiring. He would have been slotted in there at the 3 spot, maybe the 4 spot. Depends on how rookie Jalen Smith handles his business. But how are you guys feeling right now? Is the cornerback room sufficient, do you think?
No.
You want to hit this one first, Chris?
No. No, but okay. So like, I feel like so number one, I know we're speaking specifically on the cornerback room, but I feel like this for all positions except for linebackers, because I swear we got a million linebackers always. We always have a million linebackers. So it seems like one always just fills in, even if he's not great. With the coach that we have, I feel like linebackers are strong. The corner room, I'm extremely terrified because something can always happen. So number one, I don't like to wish bad, but Stingley just got paid. You know what usually happens to athletes when they get paid? They get hurt. Like it never fails. I don't know why, but they get
bro. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. You said it out loud.
I have no choice. If we don't, I have no choice but to say what the real is, because we don't act surprised when it's like, oh my God, he just got hurt. It always seems to happen. I hope it doesn't happen, because that was my worry about Stingley when he first got here. So far in the past couple of years, he has proved me wrong. So we're gonna keep it at that. But I am extremely I'm not as terrified of the corner room as I should be, with the fact that we do have a great defensive line. So that helps, that creates a lot of ruckus for the quarterback. And, I think without that front that we have, that the cornerback, I don't think even though I think that we have an elite cornerback room, I don't think the cornerback room is as good without that line. If they have like a bad line that can't get to the quarterback, how long can those guys keep up with receivers running around or a quarterback running around? You can't. So, but no, I think it's a little cautious, but they're gonna pick somebody up. They're gonna go find somebody that's sitting on the side of the road and just have them sitting there. So,
but who is the question? Guys, if I could tell y'all about my nightmare, since we're talking about the cornerback room, I had an actual nightmare that Jimmy Ward was outside playing outside corner.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be.
Nope. I woke up screaming. I woke up screaming. I woke up screaming because, no. I like our safety room is all of a sudden amazing.
Yeah. I feel like it's the Texans, the way that they have structured the secondary, I feel like you don't see that anywhere else. We're like 3 deep at safety in different spots.
And that's not counting the rookie from Penn State. That's not even counting him.
No, that's not. Who has that much depth at safety? We have stupid amount of depth at safety.
Mm-hmm.
Least of my worries is the safety room.
Did you see the rankings that came out for safeties?
No.
The Texans apparently have 3 top 25 safeties right now.
CJ,
Petrie,
and Kalen Block.
No, it was actually Jimmy Ward.
Really?
PFF still has Jimmy Ward ranked in the top 25.
That's wild.
And Kalen Bullock wasn't there, but like if we're being honest, damn.
Yeah.
Like we could do worse than Jimmy Ward as a backup safety. Because there's no part of me that thinks that you think Jimmy Ward's going to start over Kalen.
I don't think so. I mean, I think realistically, CJ Gardner-Johnson is the starting strong safety. Mm-hmm. And then you got Kalen over there at free safety and Jalen in the slot. Petrie.
Yep. That's how I see it. And minus all the confusion we have about who might be our starting offensive line, we have no question who our starting secondary is. We really don't.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. We have a solid secondary as far as the safety room is concerned. But
some people say the best in the NFL.
I am in that group of people. I would say that.
Like it's not even arguably. The Eagles would have been up there if they wouldn't have gave us their safety.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but aren't they just planning on moving Cooper DeJean to where he was at?
Nope, Blankenship.
Oh, that's not what they're. Oh, Blankenship.
Yep.
The
exciting whites of Philadelphia.
Yep. I'm just
not Rodrigo Blankenship. That's the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Reed Blankenship. It's Reed Blankenship, ain't it? Yeah, Reed Blankenship. Yeah.
Rodrigo's the fucking goggle wearing kicker from Georgia.
Oh, don't bring him up again. That guy was so cool. This
was
like
the looking bastard. He looked
like the backyard football looking guy.
Yeah, for real. He kind of looks like what's the coach's name for the Dolphins?
McDaniel.
Yeah, he kind of looks like McDaniel.
Yeah,
Rodrigo does. But let me run down this corner room for you. So you got obviously our top two corners, Stingley, Lassiter. I wouldn't touch them. Chef's kiss, doing well. Behind them, Jalen Smith, the rookie, D'Angelo Ross, Miles Bryant, Tremon Smith, and Elijah Hussey.
My soul was running out of me as you kept talking.
Yeah. Look, the top two, far and away the top two. We don't know what Jalen Smith is yet.
Unproven.
But we do know what D'Angelo Ross is. And he is hopefully only to ever be used in special teams. He had like 122 passer rating allowed when he started against Jordan Love and the Packers. Jordan Love
remember that.
did not throw an incomplete pass looking at D'Angelo Ross.
Bro, how are you still in the league?
Because he's fast and he's pretty good at special teams.
God.
And he's still relatively young. Miles Bryant, I mean, he stepped in a little bit last year in the slot role once Petrie went down and Jimmy Ward got hurt for a few games. Tremon Smith, longtime Texan, back in the building, special teams guy. He's got a little bit of positional versatility. I've seen him used as a safety and as a corner. I think that's partially why he's here, but it's mostly special teams.
When they talk about a guy and they call him big and fast, that's how they describe him as a defensive back. That's not a guy you want on the field. That's the best description you can give me is he's big and fast.
Yeah. And then I don't even know much about Elijah Hussey.
Great. He probably would have been a second or third round pick if he wouldn't have got hurt from North Carolina. He is a good cover guy, but the likelihood that he's even healthy enough to play this year,
slim and none.
It's Aaron Rodgers winning the MVP for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Likely.
Yeah, that's pretty unlikely. So with the corner room, do you guys think that they are satisfied with where they're at right now for the 2025 season? Do you foresee any additions or making any moves of any sort?
If they are comfortable with their cornerback room, Nick Caserio's not comfortable with being employed. There's no way, because we wouldn't have brought in Ronald Darby if he was comfortable.
Right. Yeah.
DeMeco Ryans wouldn't have talked about how hard of a decision it is for Darby to retire and how much he means to the team if they were comfortable with that. DeMeco wouldn't even have talked about it. You remember when we had that center that retired just randomly?
Oh, yeah. Justin Britt.
What was the conversation about Justin Britt?
He was asked.
He wasn't even on the team. Like, nobody. There are a couple guys like, shit, that guy was still on the team. I thought we cut him. There was some look around.
No. Well, are we sure we're talking about Justin Britt?
It is definitely Justin Britt.
I remember he played one season for us, and they were like, all right, let's run it back. And then, like, in the first game, he played like shit and retired immediately after the game.
Mm-hmm. We are talking about the same guy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because then Scott Quesenberry had to come in and start the rest of the year.
Oh, and how we love the Quesenberries.
Shit, how the NFL loves the Quesenberries.
It's true.
All of those guys hung around forever.
Yep. Scott, Paul, David. I think David Quesenberry is still in the league somewhere.
I think with the Titans, isn't he?
I think he was with the Bills last.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We all question that he's somewhere in the league, but we don't know where. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
not one clue. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing in another corner via free agency or a trade. Somebody who maybe just needs a change of scenery. Um, this is a team last year that brought in C.J. Henderson and Jeff Okudah. Trying to think, there was a couple other guys that we brought in. And was like, oh shit, they're really trying to find someone behind Laster and Stingley. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for Okudah or CJ Henderson, but
CJ didn't make it out of preseason.
No.
And Okudah didn't make it on the field till like week 7.
I feel like it was later than that, but yeah.
It was bad. It was pretty bad. It's the reason why Miles Bryant's back here. Yeah. It's because those guys were so bad.
Yeah. Let me pull up who's even available.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm literally looking at that right now.
I can name the top. I can name the top 3.
All right, hit me.
Stephon Gilmore.
Yep.
Rasul. What's
Douglas?
His name? Douglas. And what was that other asshole?
You got Darius Slay.
No, Darius Slay's with the Steelers.
Oh, he's with the Steelers now. Oh, you're right.
Eli Apple.
I don't like Eli Apple. For a backup, no. Don't get me wrong. As a top name, I don't like Eli Apple.
I don't want Eli Apple on my team. I don't want it.
Man, like Eli Apple. This is my problem with Eli Apple. Eli Apple will have one good play, and he hangs on to that for the whole season. And I don't know. Like he was like that with the Saints, and like
Eli Apple is Ronald Darby. He's average at best. He's really not any different. He's average.
Man, he just got lucky and went to the Super Bowl with the Bengals, man. Like he just happened to be on the team. Like that's how I feel about Eli Apple. I don't know why. Like,
that Cincinnati year was actually one of his better years.
I know, and that's bad.
He did contribute. He contributed to them getting there. He had something to do with it. But I don't want Eli Apple. I don't want him.
I don't want Eli Apple anywhere near this team.
Nope.
But with those names that are available, I mean, I think Rasul Douglas would probably fit in the most. I think Stephon Gilmore is probably not the athlete he was a couple of years ago at this point, at 35 years old.
Stephon Gilmore can still play, but the problem is he still thinks he's a starter.
Yeah.
That's why I wouldn't even look at Gilmore.
Well, he had a decent season last year for the Vikings.
But he in his head, he's still a starter. We bring him in. Are you benching Kamari Lassiter?
No.
Are you benching Stingley?
No.
Then he's not going to be happy all year long.
Right.
Why am I going to my last twilight years to possibly win the Super Bowl to come to a team and be a backup?
I hear you. But I feel like Rasul Douglas, he's younger than Stephon, and he's had a late career resurgence. I don't know that he would be any more inclined to sign with us to be a backup, but he would be a phenomenal third.
Oh, and I forgot the name that keeps coming up, Kadar Holman.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Kadar Holman. That kid.
Kadar Holman, you might as well keep D'Angelo Ross. To me, there's no difference between these two guys. There's none.
Yeah. Well, I think Kadar's a little taller, but other than that, that's literally the difference.
They're still both trash.
Yes.
So you also have you got Rasul Douglas. It looks like you have not this name sounds like a big name, but I wouldn't call it a big name. Asante Samuel Jr.
I would think about Asante. I would think about Asante.
I would say because of his age.
No, it's not because of that. He was good and he got hurt. He's a guy that might be willing. He might be a guy that's willing to come in and be a backup because he knows he has to rebuild his credibility.
Yeah,
he knows he has to. The ego has got to be a little bit smaller. And if all else fails, out of most of those guys on there, if he's healthy, Asante, come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shaquille Griffin, is he still on that list too? Shaquille?
I don't see Shaquille.
If I'm not mistaken, it must have been recently. Because I know he was
I
on
don't
there.
know. This is really difficult to navigate through for me.
There aren't any good options.
No,
I'm really, if we're being honest,
I
would take a flyer on Samuel, and everybody else is just sort of.
Yeah, I think the most likely scenario, if we're adding to the room, is that Caserio is going to trade for somebody who's about to be cut.
All right, so still Gilmore, Kendall
that's
Fuller.
We've added to that room in the past.
He might. I think Shaquille Griffin's still available.
He was with the Vikings last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think he's still available. I'm looking at different like lists. Like this list, it has Asante Samuel number one. Then Rasul Douglas. You got Mike Hilton, Stephon Gilmore, Kendall Fuller, Shaquille Griffin, Jack Jones, Arthur Mallet. I have no idea who that is. Arthur Mallet.
Yeah, Mallet. I think he was if I remember correctly, he was either a Buck or a Jet.
Yeah.
Okay, which is why I don't know who he is. Emmanuel Mosley. You said a Jet? You sure about Jet?
No.
No.
Because was he really a Jet? I mean, whatever. Robert Rochelle, James Bradbury, Daryl.
It's not getting better. Kendall Fuller would be another good one, but he's another guy that still thinks he's a starter.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I think Kendall Fuller would be a great third.
Okay, and so like it's weird because like this is supposed to be a list that somebody put together. They have Eli Apple so far down. Eli Apple's down near with C.J. Henderson, so of course I don't want him anywhere near this team. I don't know. I don't know if this is his name. I do not like Eli Apple. He thinks he's better than he is.
Yeah.
Now he is an NFL cornerback. I cannot play that position. I'm not saying that I could do what he does, but he is a professional and he thinks he's better than what he is, and that's my problem with him.
He's got to be confident. Like that's the thing about it. He's confident.
All right, look, we've kind of driven the corner room down. We understand where we're at now, so let's pivot to the other side of the ball. Another position room that we're a little worried about would be the tight end room. Now, a lot of Texans fans are obviously worried about the offensive line. We already did an episode about, the depth and where everybody's starting and blah, blah, blah. Check it out. I think it's an episode or two ago. We'll talk about Jake Andrews getting the snaps with the ones at center. But tight end. After a lackluster performance last year out of Dalton Schultz, maybe some of that is on Bobby Slowick, maybe some of that is on Schultz, and the rest of that is on CJ and the offensive line not being able to get the ball out of CJ's hands. Brevin Jordan coming back off an injury.
Major injury.
Was once one of our most athletic players. I mean, he had that 80-yard touchdown against the Browns in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Oh, and he was so fast
for a tight end. I mean, dude
on that play was it looked ridiculous.
Yeah,
watching him run down, you're like, oh my God, he's gonna hold on. Like you were looking. I'm not. Brevin Jordan, he surprised me that year. I'm not saying he was bad before, but he just surprised me and looked so much better than I thought he would have, if that makes sense.
The thing is, Brevin Jordan's one of those tight ends. He's sort of stuck. He's technically too big to play wide receiver, but for an actual tight end, he's technically considered undersized.
Yeah, it's true.
So he's an amazing athlete. He showed that. But that's why I'm like Brevin Jordan. I like him. Just for a good interview.
Yeah. He he presumably will be tight end number 2 going into the season.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then you got the man who's got the most what's the word I'm looking for?
Skins on the wall.
rapport with CJ, and that would be Cade Stover.
I'm not.
Then we also have Irv Smith Jr. and Luke Lockie that we just picked up in the 7th round.
And I'm looking at it. Look like Lockley is right now is going to be our number 4.
Yeah, probably. Because I mean, I don't know exactly what Brevin tore his ACL in week 1.
Yep.
So
against the Colts.
I mean, we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of that, so
should be good.
Yeah, he should be.
What did you say? He tore his ACL?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna hope that. So I'm still gonna say he's gonna need a couple of games before he's. I think he'll play, but until he's.
But that's
real
the thing.
Ready.
If Dalton Schultz is trash right now and really is washed, we're in a bad position. I don't know about y'all. Cade Stover didn't convince me that he was the future last year.
No, but again,
he blocked really well.
He had moments. The Vikings game was not one of those moments.
God, no.
He got
dog walked. It wasn't a lot of people's moments.
But, realistically, I think we can kind of put a little bit of an asterisk. I'm not going to full-heartedly just say, last season, we scrapped last season because Bobby Slowick. Bobby Slowick did not do this offense any favors. The fact that we were able to win 10 games in the regular season with fucking Bobby is incredible, and probably more of a testament to the players than it is to anything else. With that being said, though, I think Cade Stover has a lot of room to improve, and I think there's, with Brevin Jordan being on a 1-year deal, Brevin's got to come out and prove something. He's got to come out and prove something. If not for us, then for the next team. Irv Smith's bounced around the league. He was on our practice squad at different points. I think he's here as really a body. I think he'll be on our practice squad when all is said and done. I think Luke Lockie is still coming off an injury. I don't know exactly how healthy he is, but if he is not ready to go by the start of the season, realistically, we could see the top 3, or our 3 tight ends week 1 being Schultz, Stover, and Smith. With Brevin Jordan kind of slowly working his way back in.
Because I will say this, Lockie, he will not be able to be a practice squad stash.
No.
If he's healthy and we put him on the practice squad, somebody else is taking him.
Yeah. He's got too much upside. He can block. He's got a complete game. It's just fucking keeping him healthy.
Either he's going to have to be on IR or he's on the active squad.
Yeah.
Which doesn't look great. Like you said, Irv Smith doesn't look awesome, bro. Like, I hope you signed the contract for the money.
Yeah, for real. But with that being said, does anybody have the tight ends pulled up as far as free agency?
Oh no, I can pull. I just had it too. My bad. Hold on.
You're good. I mean, I don't know that there's many names out there at this point that are worth a flip. I was actually doing a little bit of digging as far as the, we mentioned it earlier, the Sage Rosenfeld's video essay. We traded Sage to the Vikings for a 4th-round pick. And we ended up using that pick to draft a tight end by the name of Anthony Hill. Dude played 2 years in the NFL.
I remember him.
Mm-hmm. Yo, this tight end room.
I think that was the same draft that Jordan Akins was drafted. No, that's not right. That's not right. We did draft 2 tight ends that year.
One thing I do know is, sorry to interrupt you, as you mentioned Jordan Akins, he is the number 1 on the list that I'm looking at. He is the number 1 free agent.
Nah, they got to be in alphabetical order. That's got to be an
No, it's not. It's Jordan Akins, Hayden Hurst, CJ Uzoma. Like, listen to these names. And I know you know these guys that I'm mentioning. I don't know who this next one is. Anthony Firkser. I have no idea who that is.
Firkser?
Gerald.
Dude, he's like a little. He's like a slot version of a tight end. Like everywhere Arthur Smith goes, Anthony Firkser pops up.
Okay, yeah. See, like that's why I don't know who he is. You got Gerald Everett. You got Mercedes. Ooh, he's still in the league.
Mercedes Lewis is still playing.
Yep, he has not called
that's literally what I was saying. Like, you still in the league?
Is 41 years old. He got drafted in the same draft class as D'Amico Ryans.
My bad. That was my thought too when I was saying his name. Like, are we serious? Whoever Miko Pruitt is, I have no idea who he is.
You don't know who Miko Pruitt?
Yeah, he's been with us.
Yeah, he was
with us. I don't remember him.
And Miko. You know why I remember Miko? Because Miko at the combine ran a 4.48, which was absurd for a guy that goddamn big.
What year was he drafted? It's all right. Okay, so
with Jordan Akins, Hayden Hurst, what was the third guy you said?
CJ Uzomah.
Okay. All three of those guys get hurt all the fucking time.
Well, I know.
Yeah. Gerald Everett?
No, I thought he's with the.
He hasn't signed yet.
He's
a free agent.
He's a free agent. He's more of a receiving tight end. I could see him. He's kind of coming in for a little bit if Brevin Jordan isn't back to his old self. I think you could get him on a pretty good deal too.
This list isn't pretty.
Yeah, you got
the tight end
Hendershot.
Yeah,
Hendershot. I don't know why I said Hendershot. You know what I mean. I know who he is. He's on the bottom of the list.
Bro, Dalton Keene is still on this list.
Yeah. Yep, and more than likely that's who they.
Oh yeah, I see him
familiarity. Too. I could see that.
Well, when I'm looking at this list, if we're looking at the same
might
list,
well bring in Jordan.
There's only two. There's only 3 guys that are below the age of 30. 4 guys, and none of them.
And Jordan Akins, one of them.
Hell no, Jordan Akins ain't one of them. Jordan Akins
was like 27.
Is that old? I didn't realize he was that old. Oh, bro, you're right.
He played
when he got
drafted.
Yeah, when they got drafted, that was one of the things they kept bringing up, that he was the oldest guy in the draft.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
And Bill O'Brien, when he got.
Yep.
Bill O'Brien wanted to be Bill Belichick.
Oh, I remembered who it was. The other tight end that was drafted with Anthony Hill, because we drafted 2 that year with Gary Kubiak. James Casey.
Not a bad pickup then.
No.
Not a bad one.
Man, what a throwback that guy is.
James Casey had like a 6-7 year career. He lasted for a minute.
Oh, he lasted 6, 7, or 4 or 5 years here, and then like 3 or 4 years in Philadelphia.
And then it was done.
That's a good career, man. People don't last that long. You hear about people 1 year and then they're gone.
Yep. But look, I mean, this tight end room, if Schultz can be what he was in 2023, that's great. We're cooking with gas. If Jordan comes back and he's the athlete he was before, we're cooking with gas. If Stover can put together a more complete game, more confidence in his blocking. There were a couple times he would be, I think I saw him drop a few passes that were like pretty wide open. So maybe some concentration drops go away.
My issue I had with Stover. Crazy. My issue with Stover was it just me, or did he look slow as shit most of the year?
I think it's because he's so big, he looks slow as fuck.
Yeah, because I think he's our biggest tight end.
No, Dalton's not a small guy.
Dalton's like 6'6".
Yeah, Dalton's like 6'4", like 2.
Dalton it says Dalton 6'5" here. I don't know if that's right, but it says 6'5". I think Lackey's like 6'6". Let's see. What is K Stover? Oh, he's 6'4". I didn't realize. It's like he was bigger than that.
How much does he weigh?
I think he weighs more. That might be it.
Yeah, because he definitely looks thicker than Dalton Schultz does.
Yeah, he's 251. Dalton Schultz is only 242. The thing about it says Brevin Jordan weighs more than Dalton Schultz, but he's way. I don't know. Maybe it's muscle that Brevin Jordan got going on there.
Yeah, now I will tell you, Brevin Jordan is built like a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
that just happens to run routes.
Yeah, because he's not. But he also he's built like a bodybuilder, but he doesn't like tight ends. Like tight ends look like better in shape offensive linemen. If that makes sense, what I'm trying to say. Like better in shape. Yeah.
And that's why Brevin Jordan is not considered a good blocker. That's his weakness.
Like I mean,
yeah. And look, realistically, my biggest dream for this tight end room is that Schultz finds his way off this team in a year or so, and Luke Lockey is the fucking future. That's my dream. Like, if we can get that man to stay healthy, I think Luke Lockey's got a really solid shot of being hella productive.
What school did that man go to?
Iowa.
What is Iowa considered?
Tight end university.
Goddamn right.
Yep. That's what I'm hoping.
He's 6'6". He's 6'6", and
I mean, isn't that where Laporta came from? And TJ Hawkinson.
But before his knee injury, he was considered a better athlete than both of them.
Yeah. So I would love that.
That's why I know if he goes to the practice squad, there's no way he stays with the team. He's gone.
Well, look, gentlemen, I think this is a good point to go ahead and pivot to our next and final topic, the top 25 Texans of all time. I'll give a brief recap of the prior people to make the list here. We'll start from the bottom at 25. Number 25, Whitney Merciless. Number 24, Kevin Walter. Number 23, Kareem Jackson. Number 22, Eric Winston. Number 21, Wade Smith, with an honorable mention of Vontae Leach. Number 20, Andre Howe. Number 19, Chris Myers. Number 18, Connor Barwin. Number 17, Jamie Sharper. Number 16, the former kicker, Chris Brown. Not the guy who kicked his lady, but the guy who
kicked the football.
Yeah, kicking football. So, with that being said, gentlemen, who's the number 15 greatest Texan of all time?
Okay, so when we were having this conversation last, we were arguing about certain players. We have to go back to that. I'm sorry to say, but we have to go back to that because these are going to, wasn't it like maybe J. Joe was one of those?
And the thing is, to me, J. Joe moved top. He's top 10. That's the only reason I didn't. He isn't already said. It's because he's our best defensive back, not just cornerback. Best defensive back the Texans have ever had.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I can't list him this early.
Just to bring that because yeah. The thing about it, well, okay, we're not at 10. So what we doing? This is 11 through 15. So 15 through 11. Okay, so I'm just when we did this last time, I'm just trying to get players in my head that I feel like
we talked a lot about Owen Daniels. We talked about because there's no Brian Cushing yet. There's no D'Amico Ryans.
I think I got a good one, guys.
All right, hit me.
Antonio Smith.
Interesting. Antonio Smith is an interesting call.
Because I'm not going to say he was a world beater, but he was a guy that averaged anywhere between 9 to 12 sacks his entire career, being the other defensive end.
Yeah. Yeah, man, he was opposite of Mario Williams for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then left and went to the Raiders and came back when J.J. Watt got here.
Yep. He was never the man. He was always the guy next to the man.
Yeah. Complimenting the guy.
Mm-hmm. But he did a good job at it. You remember that sack celebration?
That shit was nice, dude.
Yeah.
Lasso. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I was going to put Antonio Smith on this list, I think I would prefer to switch him with Whitney Merciless.
Like I
can't argue with you there because Whitney was
like,
definitely better. That's why I think we put Whitney too early.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking whenever this list was going. That Whitney,
all right.
I feel like there are people.
A little bit of revision here. How about this?
Yeah,
executive decision.
Executive decision.
Whitney's the only one I have an issue with. None of the others, they're fine. But Whitney, like, because like I swear, like, what is he like? Number 25, 24? Where's he at?
Whitney is 25.
He's too high. That's the only person I have a problem with. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the only person.
Whitney Merciless to 15, Antonio Smith to 25. Problem solved.
I can rock with that so much.
Because when I even think about it, Whitney Merciless should have been above Connor Barwin.
Yeah. All right. So, Whitney Merciless.
Whitney
is up at 15. Antonio Smith is at 25. We're going to try our hardest to keep that list from, flip-flopping all around.
Nah, everything else I'm not mad about.
No.
I
think that was the only one that kind of jumped off that like kind of needed correction, in my opinion. So number 14 then.
Gets difficult.
I think that's probably, I'm trying to think.
And so what's up? Hold on.
We didn't boy.
Damn it. Never.
You got a name in your head. I see it on your face.
Oh yeah.
It's a name that's right there. It's just kicking you.
Right in the dick.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
I'm gonna throw some rapid fire names out at you guys. Okay. Ron Dane. I'm gonna throw out wasn't even rapid fire. Sorry about that. Ron Dane. We're gonna think Is this where Schaub is Schaub 11 through 15, or is he in the top 10?
He has to be top 10.
As much as we've already said this before, we all love CJ, we love Deshaun, but Matt Schaub is still the best quarterback in Texans history.
Okay, well then do you think CJ is at 11 through 15 at this point?
I love him, but no.
Okay.
He's not on this list.
That's what I was gonna say. Is he even on?
He's just not on this list.
Because
the thing is, if I put CJ on this list, I have to put Deshaun, because Deshaun's had a better career than what CJ has already. But just like we were talking about a little earlier, it's only because he's been doing it long.
Yeah.
CJ's had one good year. We go back to that. Now we get back into the Dominique Davis Williams guys.
Yeah.
The Steve Slaytons.
Yeah. I think this guy is probably technically our fourth most productive wide receiver in terms of like longevity. Brandon Cooks.
I can't argue with him at 14. I really can't.
Oh, what do we have in 3 seasons?
3 seasons. He had 1,000 yards in 2 of them. And then his last season, he led the team in receiving yards, but that wasn't that much of an accomplishment that year.
Mm-hmm. Tallest midget.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because you're comparing him against, so you got Andre, clear cut, top 10, top 5. You got DeAndre, clear cut, top 10, top 5. And then you've got Kevin Walter, who's got more yards and probably touchdowns statistically in a Texans uniform than Brandon Cooks. And then who after him? You know what I mean? It's got to be Brandon Cooks at 4 as the 4th best receiver in Texans history, statistically speaking.
Do we have to have 4 receivers?
No, but I'm just saying, like, he's a name.
What about Dante Robinson?
I feel like this is too high for Dante.
That's a good name. That's a name I have not heard in a long time.
No, but see, Dante had a damn good career for us.
Yes.
I mean, he had a really good first 3 years. And then like the last 3 years of his rookie deal, he got hurt a lot and didn't play much.
Because he was small.
Yeah,
He was fucking tiny.
He had like 6 picks his rookie year, and everybody was like, "Oh shit, this guy's about to be him." And then he did nothing, really.
Was to say no, because he averaged like three for the rest of his career. Those next two, like you said, those next 2 years, and then played for us. Was it 2 more years, and then went to Atlanta, and was just
Yep,
it was over.
Forgotten.
Yeah, he. If you remember, he was the one who, damn near gave Deshaun Jackson and himself CTE when he was with the Falcons.
God, he tried to blow that man up.
Tried to kill him, bro. It was rough. Owen Daniels, is he 11 through 15?
Owen Daniels for me was going to be my 13.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Interesting. Okay.
Owen Daniels would be my 3rd/4th receiver. If I
That's valid.
I like that a lot better because
Yeah,
I was really not comfortable with the Brandon Cooks thing. I thought he was. Yeah,
and even with that saying, where's Brooks Reed?
I mean, I don't know that Brooks Reed ever had double-digit sacks for us.
Yeah,
but no, he was a tackler. He was a pass rusher by default for us, but I don't think that was what he was ever supposed to be.
It's valid. Who was our corner? So we had Kareem Jackson, Jonathan Joseph. I'm trying to think here.
That guy that ended up going to Jacksonville.
AJ Bouye.
Mm-hmm.
And he really only had the one good season for us. Other than that, he was just a backup.
Yeah, because I was going to be honest because that's how I felt about it. He kind of like hid in the backfield like a Miles Bryant, and then he blew up one year.
No, bro, he got burnt. Yeah, that's what I remember. AJ Bouye was like, "Oh shit, it's Bouye one-on-one coverage. It's a touchdown. Fuck, it's a touchdown."
And then he had a really good season, and I understood them not paying him. Yeah, Jacksonville overpaid, obviously. And which I agree with them not paying him because I felt the same way. Like, but okay, so look, and if we're gonna talk about getting burnt, I feel like that a lot about. I don't know if it was like a scheme thing,
Lamar
but just a lot of our corners, like Lamar Miller. I like that. I like that.
That's 14.
Lamar Miller.
That's 14.
I like that.
All right, so 14 Lamar Miller, 13 Owen Daniels.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the Lamar Miller.
Now 12 is when the guys that just fall slightly out your top 10.
Yeah. So that would be Brian Cushing.
Actually, if we're being honest, and I'm just being honest, y'all hear me? Brian Cushing's in front of D'Amico.
I mean, yeah, he did replace D'Amico, and I feel like he played here longer. He's our leading tackler in Texans history.
He did it longer, not just in a Texans. Brian Cushing was in a Texans uniform longer than D'Amico's entire career. Because when he went to Philly, it wasn't much longer.
Yeah.
Was it 2 years in Philly, or was it 3?
I don't know.
Do we have any offensive linemen on this list?
Yeah, we got a plethora. So we've got 3 offensive linemen to this point.
And there's a
fourth can you rename them for me right now?
22, Eric Winston. 21,
Okay.
Wade Smith. 19, Chris Myers.
Okay. So question. Are we gonna do like a Dwayne Brown?
I was actually about to say Dwayne Brown might be 12.
But that's whose name. That's the only reason I'm saying, because that's whose name is kind of like.
And guys, I'm gonna say this: Dwayne Brown might be 12. Laramie Tunsil's gonna be in your top 10.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm cool with that.
Like I don't know. Dwayne Brown was just like kind of
Bro,
I don't know, man.
Dwayne Brown was our best left tackle and our best lineman we ever had before Tunsil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was so mad when we went to Seattle.
Bro,
Yeah.
I saw it coming.
Man,
I saw it coming. Him and Bill O'Brien didn't. Their personalities don't mesh.
No.
Okay, so question, and I have a real cool question because I know that he got a big deal from the Bills, but is Mario Williams going on this list?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Honestly, I think
Carry
11
on.
might be a good spot for Mario.
11.
It might be
Because
a little low, but JJ Watt's the clear-cut leader in sacks,
and because
Mario behind him.
you know, but they weren't gonna pay him. They weren't gonna pay Mario Williams.
No, it has nothing to do with that. Mario Williams was great for us.
Yeah,
no, I agree, and he deserved it.
Clowney is the guy that we should. Clowney is the guy we should be questioning. Like, where does he really fit?
D'Amico played 4 years with the Eagles.
He played that many years? Maybe.
Shit.
He was
4 good years.
He was with the Texans
like 1 good year,
2006 to 2011, and then the Eagles from 12 to 15.
So he had a 9-year career.
Yeah.
Oh, his career was a little longer than I thought. Okay, so what were we just we were talking about? Okay, so so that's another thing. Is Jadeveon Clowney even making this list? Because I don't feel like Jadeveon Clowney goes anywhere. If he was to make it on this list, he's nowhere going up from where we are now.
Clowney's not on here.
He should have already been if he was going to make it.
Yeah.
That's what like Clowney would have been a number 25 pick, and I don't want to change it. I'm just stating that because that's just the thing about it was with Jadeveon Clowney and JJ Watt, we were supposed to have what we have with Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter. That's what we were supposed to have, and we never saw that.
True.
Because Clowney has always been a above average defensive end.
Yep.
Even at this point in his career, he's still above average.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we Dwayne Brown's 12.
Yep.
Okay.
So 11.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that. I thought we had some. I thought you just mentioned somebody that was a good possibility for 11.
Because we already Owen Daniels.
When we talk about Mario Williams.
Yeah.
But
do you think he belongs in the top 10, or is he a?
And that's the thing is, I think Mario might be in the top 10.
But was he here long enough? He
was a 2006 first-round draft pick. Left us after his rookie deal, which was a 6-year deal.
Yeah. He played 6 full years, and his best years were
actually that long.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he played another 6 years with Buffalo, and then played a year with Miami. After that, maybe 2 years with Miami. I can't remember, but
was it a year with Baltimore as well?
Maybe. I don't remember that. If so, but maybe
because he was washed. He was definitely washed.
Yeah, he played with Miami. So he was like he did maybe 4 years with Buffalo. I'm trying to look. But it looked like he maybe did 4 years with Buffalo. Oh,
we had him for a while.
That is not him. Why you do that to me? Why you do that to me?
Internet.
Shit called internet. Bring up Mario Williams. I don't know who the hell he is. Who the fuck is this guy? Oh shit. Oh shit. We picked some. I forgot. I forgot we picked some number 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the Reggie Bush, Vince Young draft.
And
everybody was like, "Oh, they're going to draft either one of those guys," and then we picked Mario Williams, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah, no, he was worth it though.
Most of Houston was pissed off that Vince Young did not play.
Yeah.
Looks like a great decision nowadays, but hey.
Yeah, hindsight.
I agree.
That was the move.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I'm not opposed to Mario at 11 here.
Yeah, he did.
My only worry is,
man,
I'm trying to think in my head. Can I name 10 Texans better than Mario?
Look, and I'm starting to question it, especially with him playing 6 years. I thought he only played 4, so I was really questioning that. But with him playing 6 years, God,
Yeah.
I don't think I can name 10 Texans better than him.
God, I was in high school when he got drafted.
They don't need to be necessarily better than him, I guess, but like
had better careers in the Houston uniform. That's the way I'm thinking about it.
But I thought he was great in the Houston uniform.
D'Amico, Brian, JJ,
Arian,
J. Joe, Arian Foster, Matt Schaub, DeAndre Hopkins.
Did you get Andre Johnson?
Andre Johnson.
That's 8.
And
you see where I'm at. That's the problem where I'm at, is I can't.
Let's see here.
But you can't. Okay, but who are you going to put behind him though? That's also where we're going to come to an issue. Who are you going to put behind him?
Okay, now with that being said, there's guys like DJ Reader that didn't come up.
Yeah, DJ Reader.
I agree.
Reader had a nice career with us. Tyrann Mathieu, he wasn't long, but
I don't know if I'd count him. He just played the 1 year.
I thought it was 2.
He was out.
I thought it was 2.
Just the 1.
Was it 1? Man, it felt like 2. He was great. Man, that man for 1 year to feel like 2, he was good. Okay. Hold on. How about this? Justin Reed?
Nope. Justin Reed with us was barely average.
Yeah, he definitely bloomed in Kansas. He had better than everybody else in our secondary at the time.
But he was a fan.
That is true. I know, but that is true. I will get, and I think more because of his brother.
Because if we're going to be honest, he wasn't better than DJ Swearinger.
Oh, I forgot about him.
What a fucking throwback of a name.
Yeah, he wasn't. That's what it was. DJ Swearinger was our best safety for a while. And he was great for 2 years and then fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
I just try to think of guys that Bill O'Brien screwed.
Bro, yeah, that'd be a good way of looking at it. Oh man.
That's my only reason. That's my only reason I can't put Mario Williams at 11 is because I can't name 10 better Texans careers.
Okay, that's cool. We can hold off on Mario
Laramie
Williams.
Tunsil. That brings us to 9.
9.
Dwayne Brown. Did you say Dwayne Brown?
Yeah, he's number.
No, he's on our list, right? He's already on our list, right? You said Laramie Tunsil was better. Oh, no, we're right. Shit, man.
Gets complicated.
Yeah, I think Mario's probably number.
Oh, hold on. Did we say Arian Foster?
Arian Foster's top 5 at least.
I know, but
did you name him?
Brian, Arian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I just forgot.
DeAndre.
Oh yeah, D'Amico, Brian, Arian, Matt Schaub, J. Joe,
DeAndre. Yeah, J. Joe.
DeAndre Hopkins, Laramie Tunsil. Who else am I fucking forgetting? JJ Watt.
Oh man,
we just got up to 9.
Yeah, I know we did. Oh man.
So we're at 9. It's not going to even sit up here and go through our head. We know we got 9, but I don't think I can name 10.
Yeah,
that's why I say Mario might be 10.
I think Mario's. Yeah, I'm cool.
So do we hold on, but we did D'Amico. So did we do? You did Brian. So you got
D'Amico's the other guy you didn't name.
So you got D'Amico. So D'Amico, Brian, JJ. That's defense right there. So D'Amico, Brian, JJ. Then you got Matt Schaub. You got Arian Foster. You got D Hop. You got Andre. Shit, man.
Jonathan Joseph.
J. Joe, Arian Foster, and who? Man, I get to 9 and like because I feel like we've done
9 is where we freeze it. That's why I say Mario Williams is at 10.
Man.
But out of respect for him, I can't move him to 11.
I'm fine with him being at 10, but we still have another person that I feel like keeps getting missing. All right, so we got D'Amico, we got so we need to be able to run this back. Like D'Amico, Brian, JJ.
I know who number 11 is. Shane Leckler.
You know, dead ass.
I'm not mad at that.
No, honestly, Leckler was a GOAT.
Yeah. And he was a GOAT for us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a solid one. Leckler at 11? Hell yeah.
Pull it out. I sat up there, started going through the positions in my head, and I was like, okay, Chris Brown is the best kicker we've ever had. Shane Leckler.
Yeah.
Bro, is John Weeks on the list?
I was gonna say the same thing too, but I was
Honorable.
okay.
Hey,
so earlier, that's
John
why I
Weeks
did
is
what
honorable
you were
mention.
talking about. Yeah, let's put an honorable mention.
Yeah, John Weeks is an honorable mention, bro.
I can rock with that.
What names did we come up with earlier for the top 10? D'Amico, Brian, Andre Johnson, J. Joe, Arian Foster, Schaub, JJ, Mario Williams.
D-Hop.
Shit, man. D-Hop. You got Andre Johnson, right?
Yep. So we're at 9 right now for the top 10.
So we got to go. So we're only
Laramie.
got one quarterback.
Laramie.
Oh yeah, Laramie. That was the other name.
That's our top 10 pool. We just got to put what order they put them in.
Yep. All right. So let's recap. Number 15, Whitney Merciless, up from 25. Number 14,
We're sorry, Whitney. We're sorry, Whitney. That was disrespectful.
14, Lamar Miller. 13, Owen Daniels. 12, Dwayne Brown. And number 11, Shane the fucking boot and a half Leckler.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, gentlemen, look, that was one hell of a list. Now we've got our top 10 over the next couple pods. So, folks, make sure you're watching for that. But I think this is a good spot to go ahead and wrap it up. I got to start getting ready for work here in a minute. So, with that being said, gentlemen, thank you for your time and coming on and talk Texans ball with me. And as always, folks, make sure you go to Mass 3 Productions, follow, like, subscribe, notification bell, help Magic Mike get things rolling. Up here at the top, make sure you go to That's Crazy Podcast and Talk, and like, subscribe, notification bell, follow, whatever the hell, all across the social medias for both of these two gentlemen. Let's help their shit grow. Same thing here on this channel. We're at 269 subscribers. It's a pretty nice number, but I'd like to see that number keep getting higher. So help us and be on the lookout for the Sage Rosenfeld's video essay. I'm hoping to have it out by the 14th. So, looking for some feedback on that. With that being said, y'all be good people. Go Texans.
Go Texans.
Go Texans.